All right, back at it again. Trying to help brokers take it to the next level. We got Ashley here from Vegas. Going to tell us a little bit about why social media is important for 2021, for not only for agents, but for brokerages to grow as well. So Ashley, why don't you tell us a little about you?
Awesome. First of all, thanks for having me on, you guys. I've been watching you for the last while here, so I'm excited to be here. So I'm a real estate broker owner out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and I've been in real estate for 17 years, been a broker since 2010. And I actually just morphed our brokerage, Vegas Homes and Fine Estates, over to the First Class franchise. And we're just super excited to be here. We're just like several months in, but we have just seen so much growth in the company and have been able to really utilize all the tools that First Class offers and be able to give those to our agents. And so I come from a background, I actually have a degree in film. And so I've never thought I was going to use that degree when I got into real estate 17 years ago. I actually was kind of like mourning the fact that I was getting into real estate because actually I wanted to go into journalism. And so here, fast forward years later, video and social media in real estate has played such a huge part in the way that agents can market themselves in today's market and be able to be a source to their clients. And that's something that I've been really trying to instill in my agents is that, and I've shown my agents that I make over 6 figures a year just off of social media alone. And the way that I think I've approached social media is that I'm not that agent that's like, I'm a real estate agent, buy or sell with me. And I find that can be, a negative impact on your business. Instead, I've always just tried to be a source to my clients and, show them, homes they can get in their price range and, what is it like to buy or sell a home in Las Vegas and, utilizing video and social media to kind of be, informative to them, serve, not sell. And when you come into, advertising your business, it could be any business. It can be real estate. It can be insurance, whatnot. When you're serving your clients and you're not selling them, that is where you'll see the business come to you tenfold. So, and we touched on this yesterday. I talked with Ryan on a video and we talked about not being a secret agent, and that really ties into marketing yourself in social media.
That's great.
I think a lot of, go ahead.
It's kind of a basic question, but I told some of the agents that I was going to be doing this with you today. And a lot of the questions I feel like I got, again, this basic is, how do agents even begin to start with social media? Like at what point do they do it? Like we said, I'm an agent. What would you suggest to a newer agent saying, hey, look, I want to get into social media?
So that's a great question. And what's the number one question that people ask a real estate agent if you're at a party, right? Number one question I get is, what is the market like? So tell your audience what the market's like. So start with just a monthly market report about what's going on in the real estate market. Don't bore your audience with numbers. I hate when agents spew tons of numbers at their audience and people are like, whoa, what does that mean? So, really use the difference of what was the market like this time last year? What's the market doing now? What are interest rates looking like? How much would it cost on a payment to buy a $300,000 home? Put all those things into perspective for people, layman's terms. It's like a doctor speaking to somebody and throwing out medical terms. You need to give them stuff that they understand. So that's a great way to start, is starting there. I use a lot of social media platforms that I'm able to use. Stuff like, do you like this bathroom or that bathroom? Do you like this type of house or this type of house? And so it's engaging people. And I mean, I can get really deep into like Instagram analytics and Facebook analytics, but the long and short of it is that all of those platforms are looking at engagement. And so the more that you can get people to engage on your posts, the better you're going to show up and the more people are going to see your posts. So it's kind of a test. It's a trial and error to see. So I noticed that a lot of people engage on my this or that photos. So I try to post more of those. And then, telling the story about, someone buying a home when you just sold a home, you don't want to just slap it up and say just sold. So I always try to give like a give back, right? So unfortunately this home sold, but we've got more pool homes in the Summerlin area that are available. Click this link to find out more information. So again, what's your playback? What's your give back to your audience? And so that's just a really good way for agents to start at that point. And, you know, we have KV Core that we give our agents for free. So that ties back into giving them a resource that helps them, you know, advertise their business.
Yeah, I think you know, Charles, you asked the new agent question. I get that so much, and so I see new agents that pop up, and their first Facebook is like, "All right, I'm a real estate agent," and they do their headshot, and then I'm like, "Who cares? They've seen that post 100 times." I'm like, "Stop posting stuff like that," you know, or a really unpopular statement. But it's like, let's take the debate, and I don't want to get off into that topic, right? Politics, but the next day everybody wakes up, and what does every agent post? "Hey, if you're thinking about leaving the country after that debate, I can sell your home." And I'm like, this social media use of your time, you know, so I get fired up about stuff like that. But the question I get after we go through like the funny do's and don'ts is they're like, "Buddy, should I do a personal page or do I do a business page and do my real estate on that?" Like, what have you seen?
Well, you need both. I mean, I have an Instagram personal and an Instagram business, and I have a Facebook personal and Facebook business because we do post to both. So I use something called Facebook Creator Studio. It's an amazing tool that you can actually go in and you can post to all platforms and you can go to all pages. I mean, I can get into a whole nother gamut. I tend to hoard Facebook groups. So I have about 15 Facebook groups. So we do post a lot on Facebook groups as well. But it's important to have both. But so you really don't want to post a lot of personal stuff on your business page. Okay, so and there's a lot of thought processes on that, and I have a lot of social media coaches over the years and done a lot of training, watched a ton of YouTube videos, and some will say different, but you want to try to keep your personal, but you want to interject your business into there, but not so much that it's like throwing up all over them. You want people to have that personal connection with you because people will work with you because they know you, like you, and trust you, right? And so how do you get people to do that? Well, you integrate your personal life into your page as well, but try to keep that off your business page as much as possible. So just kind of use that for your personal page, but like I said, interject some of your business stuff.
You said they know you, like you, trust you. Was that the 3 words you said?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Have you heard that before, Phil?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, for sure.
I can guess where that came from. So
yeah, the JS. He's like Jesus. Yeah. So and it's true because when I first started working with him, I was like, the light bulb moment went off for me. I mean, I already had been using social media to grow my business, but then it just went like tenfold from there.
Tell me about your because I know you're intentional about your social media just from watching your post and stuff. And so do you follow any sort of structure during the week? Like, I'm going to be doing 2 posts on this, 3 posts on that, or on this social platform or another platform. Like, how do you work that out for you? I don't need to know your deepest, darkest secrets, but just generally, you know, I want to steal just most of it.
Okay, good. So, I mean, I'll be honest, like you'll see that sometimes I'm better than other times. And that just happens because, you know, sometimes consistency falls off and I'm human, you know, and I'm also testing a lot of different things. I also have my assistant that posts things for me. I've had companies post things. So, you know, I kind of can go like in waves. I mean, the general rule is you really should be posting something motivational, you should be posting something business, and you should be posting something personal every day. Sometimes I post more personal, but the funny thing is I'll be out at a party, I'll be out at a function or whatnot, and I'll see people that I haven't seen forever. Like, for example, I had a couple ladies on my tennis team. I was in a tennis tournament this last weekend, and I had no idea I was even Facebook friends with them. And they were like, you know, hey, I just love the stuff you post. I love the videos you do. I love all this stuff. And I was like, I didn't even know you were on my Facebook page. Yeah. And that happens. And so people are watching, and they're also watching the way that you market your properties. They either you're marketing a brokerage, your company, or your real estate business. They're watching. And, you know, same for like listings I constantly get reached out to people from Messenger. I had no idea they were even my Facebook friend, but they're watching everything I do. And they notice that I'm different. And so I definitely think just being different and standing out, but I think consistency is definitely one of the biggest things of that.
Yeah, I've seen one of your listing videos, and I think just the walkout and the intro, like whoever you're doing on the production side, like it just is really well done. So even
Thank
I
you.
watch them too. So, and I'm not buying a house in Vegas. At least I don't think
Yeah.
I am. So we'll see.
No, maybe soon you will, but yeah. And you know what, that's honestly like me just getting these ideas, and that's actually the last video I did was a brand new videographer that I've never used before. I have about 5 different videographers that I use. And I mean, I'm very like intentional in the way that I want the video to look. And sometimes they come over as like I had the idea in my head, and sometimes they didn't. But I really believe that interjecting yourself, because video is the #1 platform right now. You know, YouTube is the #1 platform. You know, being out there in video, again, it goes back to people knowing, liking, and trusting you because they see you, they see your personality. And you're not going to be for everybody, but you know, you're going to attract the people that you're going to want to work with, right? And so with video, being able to interject myself into listing videos is very important, because now I'm getting a personal connection with somebody that I've never even met. But you know, they'll show up at a house to come look at it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're the girl I saw in the video." And it's funny, but they connect with that, and that's just human nature. But we're at a really cool point in our real estate business, because more than ever, especially with COVID, we're using, you know, Zoom and video and YouTube and all these platforms to attract your perfect audience. And you know, and this is just going to get bigger and bigger. And I mean, I hate to say this, but agents that aren't going to play into the social media, video, and advertising that we now see nowadays, they're going to be dying dinosaurs. And you know, I'm seeing it more and more. Like all these agents that I'm bringing on, they are these, you know, millennials, these newer agents that are like all over social media. And I mean, I can show you 10 agents alone off my Instagram account that have exploded their business off of, you know, social media. It works. It absolutely works.
If there's an agent that feels like they're not as creative and they're worried about it, how would you tell them to get creative? Or are there like services or something that like, hey, you know, go with them, almost like starter services, you know, because kind of like us, we'll figure something out and then we take it to another level. Yeah. What would be a starting point for them to do that?
So they can go on, like, there's sites like Agent Crate. There's a couple like other like social media sites. There's one called 847 that literally will give you content to post. So you can get content to post, and I get a lot of cool pictures and whatnot from a lot of sites like that. And I use a bunch of different ones. I use Breakthrough Broker. I use Keeping Current Matters. I convert Keeping Current Matters posts into videos. I literally just take this script, I'll doctor it up a little bit, I'll drop it into my teleprompter, and I'll use those videos. So because again, where are you gonna get more engagement from? You're gonna get more engagement from a video versus a post that someone's gonna have to now click on the link and go read it. So, and Facebook, Instagram loves video. So again, more views, more engagement, and then you can tie it back to YouTube. I mean, that's a whole nother animal, but you can tie that back. So I would just say to someone that's new in the business or new at starting it, be consistent, you know, interject your personality, interject, you know, your personal posts. Even like awesome posts to do is go to new home builders and go check out models. People love looking at models. So that's a great thing. And you can interject TikTok. I mean, I am not a TikTok person. Like my medium was Facebook. That's how I started, was just Facebook. Now I'm starting to interject on Instagram. My audience is growing really rapidly. And then now I'm really bringing in YouTube. I can only focus on about 3 things at a time. Okay. Before the shiny object situation starts happening. So I have not done TikTok, but you know, like I said, new home builders, go check out homes. What can you buy in your area for 300, 400, or 500,000? Or what's your price point? Do video tours, do virtual open houses. People love virtual open houses. We have a free platform on KV Core for virtual open houses. It's an amazing platform. I pulled a $1.2 million buyer off of one of those. They work. So you need to be utilizing all these tools. Again, we give those tools to you guys for free at First Class. And then also another thing that I do is I actually take those posts that I do and I put them inside my Facebook group. And so the agents have it for free. If you don't want to use it, don't use it, but I'm giving it to you for free. So like I said, just try to start out. And the cool thing about Facebook Creator Studio is that you can literally go in and plan out an entire month of content. You can go in and just start, or you can do a week at a time. And that's really, really good, you know, to do.
So like schedule posts, schedule a video, just put it all in there, and then boom, it automates through. I love that.
Yep. Yeah.
Do it, and spend 2 hours and then be done.
Exactly. And there's like some thoughts to it. Like some people say that like auto posters don't get as much engagement, or they hurt your analytics. I mean, I haven't seen that, but even if I just go in to just do one post, I can at least go into my Facebook business, Facebook personal, Instagram, and I can do it all at once. And then it all ties into each other instead of posting like multiple times.
So we have like a lot of team leaders or brokers that are trying to grow their team. How would you say that they could utilize this as far as recruiting or even just attracting more agents to use it? Hey, come with us. This is what we do. Obviously, KV Core is huge that we do it in there. But as far as maybe getting the attention of other agents, what's some of the ways you think?
And that's an amazing question, because when I started this franchise a couple months ago, I literally would lay awake at night thinking, how am I going to engage with people? How am I going to get agents to know me? Because I have no problem getting brand new agents, because I do different advertising for that. But now it's getting the agents that are already licensed to notice what we're doing over here is different. And so a really cool way to do that is you have to start researching hashtags. So you need to figure out where a lot of those people, where's your audience, right? And so a lot of those hashtags for me are like Las Vegas real estate agent, Las Vegas real estate, things like that. And I actually use those hashtags in stuff and content that we're putting out. And it's just, again, it goes back to, you know, serve, don't sell. How are you being a source to those people? What's the gap in their business? What are they missing that they're not getting somewhere else? And once you identify that, you can easily help those people. And by doing, and they'll see you if they're using social media. And Instagram is just a really, really big platform for that. You know, they can do email advertising. I have like the whole agent list for email advertising. I mean, you can hit this in so many different ways. We're working on a lot of videos to help, you know, educate agents as well. So there's really, it's just like, what's their strength? Are they comfortable doing video, or are they more comfortable doing social media postings? Like, what's going to be the best thing for them? And then whatever you're most comfortable with, like, run with that. And just consistency is just going to be the biggest thing. We all fall off on that.
Yeah. This is good points. I mean, that's like a whole nother avenue I know Phil does a lot of recruiting as well, like I do. And I haven't even began to go down that road, but there's so much opportunity, but so much to learn with it. And that's what's exciting about it. It's really kind of, that's my goal, is to get more into doing, because that's almost organic recruiting in a way, where just consistency, you're going to get people start noticing, and we get a little bit of it. Well, they'll visit our website and we're like, hey, how did they get there? But that's where you can get that good flow going.
Yeah, I just signed an agent yesterday that went on our website, and she came from Instagram. And so she actually, and so another thing is, I mean, I could go down these rabbit holes for a while, but if you're not utilizing Linktree, you need to be putting Linktree on your Instagram, because Instagram's really tough. They don't have clickable links. So Linktree, I'm sure Instagram owns it, and they're just stiffing me for like $6 a month, but whatever. So I have like all these links inside my Linktree. So when people go to my profile, you have to, so I'm going to change my Instagram name actually this week. But you have to describe in there what you do, right? And so, you know, it has my license number. It says I'm a Nevada real estate broker. I'm a, first class real estate franchise. It has all that information in there. But then in Linktree, it will drive them back to all of your social media. So it drives into my YouTube, it drives them to my Facebook account, to my website, to, recruiting, all that stuff. And it drives them back. So that's really important. And I'm following a ton of real estate agents, and, those are like-minded individuals for me. If I find someone that's like social media driven, that loves social media, that is advertising that way, those are my peeps. Like, I want them on, because I want to show them how they can explode that even more. And then now tie that back to the website that we give them, and then bring that all into all the training that we do. Those are my people. So when people come on and say, like, I'm scared of websites, I don't use social media, all that stuff, I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to help people like that. They still have a place in this business, but this is the future of real estate. I want the people that want to use social media. So I'm following them, and then they follow me back. Normally people that you follow will normally follow you back. You do kind of want to clean house with some people that aren't following you, but you want to engage on their posts. So when you start engaging on their posts, they're going to follow you. If you don't look like, a serial killer, they normally, that always helps. So, so I'm noticing, like, as I'm trying to go in there daily, like their posts, comment on their posts, I'm private messaging them. And then I notice they'll follow me back. And then guess what? It's like the spider web. Now they're seeing all my stuff.
Smart.
I think, I think sometimes as brokers, we get it wrong. Like, one thing that I heard you say, and that I totally agree with too, is like, you don't want to be the real estate agent that posts your headshot and is like, remember me for all your real estate needs, or all that kind of stuff. Like, I see that stuff. And honestly, I see agents in my area, like, paying for Facebook ads that say something like that. I'm like, I honestly feel bad that they're spending money on that kind of post. So number one, that's an opportunity to reach out and maybe help that person. But sometimes when we get into like a broker or a team leader role, we do the same kind of crap, but we're just doing it as a broker or a team leader. And we're like, come join us at First Class. You get the KB score, you get the transaction coordination, you get the online university, and you do this long post. You're like, man, I slayed that post. And then nobody engages on it. So I think what we've had to kind of do is like realize that, hey, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm saying, hey, come join me, because I'm a broker and I'm a First Class franchise owner now. And so now we've had to go back, and now we're like featuring our agents. And one thing that I'm hearing more and more, I was at a birthday party for one of my son's friends this weekend. And I ran into somebody that I hadn't seen in a long time. And they're like, I absolutely love how you are giving your agents recognition for the job that they're doing, the number of pendings that they've got, the fact that they've been with you for 30 days and they've already got a couple deals pending. So we've had to kind of go back and realize that, hey, those long posts where we're selling features and benefits really don't connect with people, but agents really want a leader who can get them to the next level. And so we've had to kind of go back and kind of readjust and reset, because in the beginning it was a lot of features and benefits, and here's what happens when you join with us, and here's what all you get, and here's our splits. And now we've had to kind of go back, and now we're trying to be more intentional about taking pictures of like our office meetings, our mastermind meetings that we do on Mondays, our culture events. We went out and threw axes at this place in downtown Tuscaloosa the other day. We had a dinner at a barbecue place the other day, and like 40 people showed up. We've had to be more intentional about that kind of stuff, and like less features and benefits. So if you're a broker and you're trying to come up with content to create, I would say, just like the agents who say, list with me, I've got my real estate license now. Don't be that kind of broker too that's like, all of a sudden I'm a broker now and you should join me because of this, this, and this. Like, people just see you as another salesman. So you got to be kind of real and authentic with that. So
it's such a good point. And I call it the Scottie Pippen and the Michael Jordan, right? So you can still have your value proposition for your company as your Scottie Pippen, or, like, again, I'll do posts that is just sold. But what's my Michael Jordan? My Michael Jordan is my videos. Like, I find that more people comment or say things on my videos, and especially when I see them out. So I know that that's what's getting the most engagement. That's what people want to see. They want that information. And it's so true, like going back to, agents, I have an agent that came over from a really big company recently, and she's crushing it, like killing it. And it's like she didn't get that support, that rah-rah at her other company. She was just a number. You know, at these huge companies, they don't know who you are. You never talk to your broker. You normally will just work with your sales manager who hasn't sold a house since 1985. And, you know, it's like, how are you being a source for your agents and, you know, in congratulating them and showing them that their work that they're doing is appreciated and they're getting noticed? That's what anybody wants. People want notoriety in this world, you know, and that's it's like the stroke effect, you know, that's what people want.
Well, you're right.
So it's important.
Well, we're coming up on the end. Do you guys have any closing thoughts or final questions?
That's some good info.
I know it's a lot. I took a whole page of notes and now I got extra work to do. Thanks, Ashley.
Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes it's good for me to do these too, because it gives me, it's like all this information that I've taken in over the years, but it's also a reminder for me on like how I need to be doing more. I've got some cool things like in the works that we're going to be doing to really like dial up, you know, just our value proposition, our give back to agents, and like, what are they struggling with? And, you know, how can we help them here? And how can we show them we're different? And so I'm excited for some of the stuff that we're working on. And yeah, I just say to like people that are scared of video, like some of my, I mean, I went to film school and some of my first videos look like garbage. I mean, they were terrible. And so, I mean, I just feel like people get like so caught up in how they look, bless you, so caught up in how they look and how they sound. And you know what, like I've bought so much equipment over the years and I have so much equipment and I could do this stuff with my eyes closed now. But you know, it's like, it takes time, you know, just start somewhere. Like so many people are like, what do I shoot with? What camera do you have? That's what you shoot with right there. Okay. You know, it's so simple, like a $19 lav mic off Amazon and a tripod and you're good to go. And, I mean, it's funny, like some of my best videos, I mean, I don't even have my lighting set up. I'm using a window as my lighting because natural light's the best. I'm putting up my green screen, like propping it. Yeah, you've got some natural lighting there. You need to be shooting some videos there. So, you know, it's just start, you know, it's in people that are worried. What I can't remember the saying that Ryan says, but basically he said like how many people, like it's something about failing, but basically what it says is that, you know, it's 0% started. You know, that's the problem. They're worried about failing, but did you even start or did you even try? And it's going to work itself out over time. You know, you're going to see what people like and want to see. And then you just go from there and you gauge it.
Well, what people will do is they focus and they say, well, here's the 5 things that can go wrong if I do this. And really what you're trying to say is, here's the 5 things that can go right when you do this, you know? And so that separates the 2 people out based, you know, that's what I always tell people, just, you're not going to mess it up. It's like, just get in there, do it. Every time you try something, you're going to learn something new. And over time, you're going to build up this knowledge of what you're doing. They say that, you know, like Tiger Woods would hit like, whatever, 2,000 golf balls a day to become good at swinging, you know, and he was one of the best in the game because he put that effort in and he just time every single day hammering out. So, but we appreciate
you want to,
I have way more projects now to add to the mix. And so I really appreciate all that you did.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, real quick, I'll tell you really quick. I did a video recently, well, like over COVID on some new equipment for my YouTube channel. And I highlighted some homes and like different price ranges. And I was using this new DJI like stabilizer I have. And it would only go in in portrait mode. And I was using it for Instagram. So I popped it on my YouTube. And of course, somebody said, why would you shoot it that way? Even though it came out looking good. Well, guess what? I got $1 million buyer off that video. So, you know,
go do
who's
it.
Laughing now?
Right.
Someone said, can you show me what you can get for $1 million? So guess what? I tried it. It like wasn't the best, but it still worked, right?
Paid off.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, thanks guys. I appreciate
Awesome.
everything. You got to run.
Great. Good info. Thanks.